In this modern world, filled with discrimination, lack of inclusion and equity, the quest for a better world is merely a dream. But people with albinism will not only decry these shortcomings of our world, but will strive to live in harmony with the environment. People with albinism must break stereotypes, myths surrounding albinism, and show the world that persons with albinism are born to dazzle. Albinism is a recessive genetic condition caused by inadequate or the complete absence of the pigment melanin, resulting in pale skin, light hair, and pale eyes. All vertebrates, including humans, are affected by this condition. It is found in all races, though very common in areas around the equator because of an isolated genetic pool due to intermarriage. Hair and skin color may vary from person to person because of the varying amounts of melanin produced. There are two types of albinism. Ocular cutaneous, also known as OCA, and ocular albinism. Ocular cutaneous albinism is the most prominent type of albinism, affecting the color of the skin, hair, and eyes. It can further be broken down into subtypes depending on which gene has undergone mutation. Ocular albinism is the second type of albinism, which affects only the eyes, while the skin and hair remain unchanged. It occurs almost exclusively in males. Albinism is irreparable and is untransferable from one individual to another through physical contact, blood transfusion, or through pathogen-carrying organisms. Chief Dr. Sally Charles is an experienced dermatologist with more than a decade of experience in albinism-related skin issues, experience gained from education and working in Tanzania.
She went out with a man who is also black like me. They were just boyfriends and girlfriends. They had a baby, and that baby came out albino.
It is a common myth that children born with albinism are the result of their mother's unfaithfulness with someone from another race or someone with a very light skin complexion. Those who do not attach albinism to unfaithfulness hold the mother solely responsible for the condition of the child.
But genetically, this lady is a carrier. She had B, small b. The man had B, small b. Normally, you will see they are normal. They are not, they are black. Eh? But they went and had a child. The probability, this way probability plays. When they want to have a child, what happens here? These things separate. It gives big B, small b. This one too separates and goes big B, small b. Now, when this B meets with this one, it creates big B, big B. Normal. This person will be what? Black. When this one meets with this one, it will be small b, big B. What will be? Black. Normal. Because this one is covering this one. When this one now, when I met this one, they become small b, and this is albino. So they had this. That's the probability. Only the time they went, only these ones came. Boom.
The level of albinism awareness even now remains very low. This is a principal cause of the numerous misconceptions surrounding the condition. Granted, there is no simple test to determine whether a person carries the albinism gene because of its invisible trait.
The truth is that when we met, we were mostly preoccupied with the test for, they call it, the premarital test at the hospital. That was what we did. The one for albinism, we didn't take it into consideration. Yes, and when our first daughter, when the second daughter was put off birth, the first thing I noticed was that the baby was gray in color. So that caught my attention. I picked the phone and then called her grandmother, my mom, and I explained to her. And then she told me that that must be an albino child. But I was happy. I didn't see the difference. And all along, we handled the child normally as it's supposed to be as a child.
Actually, I was not shocked because albinism is in my family. My senior sister gave birth to an albino child. My aunt, that is my paternal aunt, is an albino. She carries the albino gene. So I was not too shocked when I gave birth to an albino child. All through then, he was not around when I was to give birth, the time of labor and all of that. When he came in, he was shocked to have seen an albino child. So, but I made him to understand that I am a carrier of the gene. Of course, for me to give birth to an albino child, he too is a carrier of the gene. He never knew that I was a carrier of the gene. And the midwife that was there explained very well to him, and he understood.
It is easy to conclude that a relationship not sealed by matrimonial covenant is bound to dissolve at some point, irrespective of whether a child is born with albinism or not.
Didn't you hear the baby crying? For how long are you going to keep ignoring your own flesh and blood?
For as long as you deny admitting the truth.
What truth is there to admit? Lizzie is your daughter.
Oh, get out the lies and the pretense. We both know she can't be mine. I have asked you countless times to come out clear on this. And yet you remain determined, wickedly determined to make me a fool before family and friends.
It's such a pity that with your level of education and your exposure, you can still deny the paternity of your child.
She can't be mine. Darling, take a look at me. Look at how dark skinned I am. I could pass for having black blood. You see, this is not some Nazareth situation. There is no angel Gabriel coming to your rescue here. These your lies. In fact, I am so tired. I am sick and tired. I'm done. I'm done.
What? Really? So it has finally gotten to this. Fine! But I demand you do a DNA test first!
To what end? And with whose resources? Come to think of it, she has the fair complexion of your boss. That's what you get for all the overtime, madam. My job is very demanding. That's what you get. Shame on you.
All babies with albinism are born immaculate and are fair to look upon. Not everyone sees albinism for exactly what it is, a genetic condition. Raising a child with albinism is no walk in the park in this part of the world, not because of the condition per se, but because of the stereotypical attitudes of some people.
Just like every other woman, when I gave birth to Daniela, she was very beautiful. Just like every other child, she was spotless. She was so admirable. Everybody admired her to an extent where the midwives who were around, they looked at her and they shouted. They were so happy. They felt excited. Now the woman who even delivered me felt privileged to have helped me give birth to an albino child who was so beautiful and pretty like Daniela.
Albinism is found in all ethnic groups the world over. In the United States, you can find a person with albinism in every 18 to 20,000 people, while in sub-Saharan Africa, you can find in every 3 to 5,000 people. Being different amongst thousands of people can sometimes be daunting, resulting in a solitary lifestyle. But this is not the case with little Debo, who is in harmony with her peers. Back at home, her mother makes her understand she's unique and powerful. She's raised with so much confidence and also educated early enough on the dangers of unprotected skin exposure and the limitations of her vision.
She interacts perfectly with the children. They play, they learn together, they do all things like they are the same. Her position in class, she cannot sit right behind because it disturbs her eye. She will not be able to really see what is on the board. So I position her right in front for her to be able to see very well.
Melanin gives color to the skin like chlorophyll gives color to green plants. The more the melanin produced by the body, the darker the eyes, skin, and hair will be.
You people lack melanin, but in every other thing we are the same, black or white, they are same. The only difference is you people lack melanin. Or melanin is not enough for people.
The absence of or inadequate amounts of melanin to defend and shield the skin from hazardous ultraviolet rays emitted from the sun increases the risk of melanomas, that is, skin cancers. Other related problems like sunburns and premature aging are imminent.
The sun hits by this external air. And you see a lot like this now. If this does not heal, then it has to be removed. There's already cancer if it doesn't heal. Now I've said, number one, we avoid sunlight to stay under the sun. Now, the children, the next thing is you wear protective gear. We do what? We wear protective gear. Protective gears are the type of dresses that we have to wear to prevent sunlight from hitting us in all the angles. So if you have anything that you can do to avoid the sunlight touching you, like what? The things that we have to wear. Long sleeve dresses. Long sleeve. And if you wear long sleeve dress, you have protected the whole of this area from having. If you look at there, everybody looks at it. Huh? Look this way and look this way. See what's happening. Let's watch. Here is soft and shining, and here is what? Hard, old. You are older and rough here.
Due to vision impairment associated with albinism, persons with albinism are more likely to drop out before they can attain the level of education that can guarantee white-collar jobs. Those who are privileged to have gotten formal education are plagued with problems of unemployment and discrimination in the job market. Madame Ango Florence is a widow with 2 kids. With no formal training, she tried but couldn't get work as a domestic servant due to stigmatization. She resorted to farming and the gathering of plastic bottles to earn a living for her family.
Why I cannot cover myself properly well, it is because the father of the children is late and I myself am having a lot of responsibility. I've asked for friends, relatives, for them to help me to cover myself, to provide me the utensils to cover myself, but they cannot do it.
The meager income she makes is barely enough to cater for her basic needs, not to mention skincare products like sunblock lotions and moisturizers, hence her skin health has deteriorated.
I was even living in a sort of scatter house in the market, in my late husband's store. When they drove me out from the rent that I have not paid rent, so I came and found myself in that place. So as I returned to come and look one of my sister, because she told me to come and look the house, I said I don't want to come where water is entering, so I have to come and look for her and tell her that, look at what happened. I've been staying in the market. Look at wounds. That things I must have beaten my body. My body is only wounds. Instead, I was afraid that I was having skin cancer. But by the grace of God, at the end, I did not have skin cancer. So then my sister said I should go and take my things and come and live in the house. That is how I went and took the things and lived in the house. I'm 1 year in the house and some months today.
It's a large area, very large area, and absorbing solar UV light. Sun rays. And the sun rays, so where the skin starts reacting with the sun, now it forms this solar keratosis. And once the solar keratosis are not treated, they develop now to cancer, squamous cell carcinoma. And this squamous cell cancer, now it's localized. The most important thing is this cancer does not spread easily. So it's localized. At that point that you are seeing it, that's the only point you have to remove it. Because there's no other treatment. It has already destroyed the skin at that area.
Living with albinism means having to grow a thick skin to withstand the name calling such as Ngengeru, Mukala, red face, and the continuous discrimination which dampens self-esteem.
Good evening. Please want to buy spaghetti for 500, sardine for 500, and egg for 300.
They are disgusting. I feel uncomfortable right now. They have dots all over their body. They are sick.
Prior to the creation of Born to Dazzle Foundation, which is the first of its kind in the Southwest region, the faith of some persons with albinism was not enviable.
So the whole mission behind Born to Dazzle Foundation is to create awareness around albinism, because lots of people do not know what albinism is all about. Even the persons with albinism themselves do not know what is happening, do not even understand how they came to having maybe the color, the skin color, or the condition and the challenges associated with it. So we sensitize persons with albinism, parents or guardians of children with albinism, the school milieu, and the public as a whole, because lots of issues tend to stem from the public. And we do this with the vision of making albinism admirable, desirable, and healthy. Because most times when people or when albinism is mentioned, people tend to see it as something, mysterious, something weird, something not worth, or something not worth talking about. So we are here to change that narrative and also help build capacity building for persons with albinism, because most times they are left behind, to bring inclusion and equality for them in the society.
Its creation brought renewed hope to persons with albinism, as it encourages the spirit of dynamism and unity and gives them a platform to share their stories and encourage each other. They are becoming more expressive of their challenges than before.
Yes, stay in trouble. When you go out, no fight with your friend. Just take what things simple, okay? Thank you.
X.
Hello. Nice guy.
Listen, sir.
What's your name?
Be Karen.
Be Karen. What seems to be the problem?
Sir, please, I came to come and lay a complaint about sexual harassment.
Sexual harassment?
Yes, sir.
Who in his right mind is harassing you?
Sir, a guy in my quarter.
Is it a dream?
No, sir.
Sexual harassment?
Yes, sir.
You should be happy someone is trying to make you his girlfriend, boyfriend.
No, sir. Sir, please, that's why I came here. Like,
Oh no, my dear. You need to go and make a relationship with this guy. It is very difficult for someone to date an albino.
You should be happy that someone is arresting you.
Are you taking the police for a fool or what?
no, sir, I'm not.
No. You have to take your ID card and go outside.
Sir, please, sir,
Take
the
your-
one that can
If you
help
keep
me,
begging me, I'll arrest you and lock you up.
Sir, please.
I said go outside.
Get out.
Please.
That's the door. Sorry.
If you date Abino, 50 years. 50 years! I know if you even date Abino even for my dream.
I wish
See,
try.
that girl will spoil my day.
Betah, why are you crying? What happened this time?
It's heartbreaking how people discriminate against me. They talk to me like I am worthless.
You're not worthless, and you know it.
I have tried hard to fit in, but this hate against me, I can't take it no more. You of all people know how much I observe my diet. Why am I having this spot on my face? I must be cursed.
Don't say that. Forget about what they say and what they see. Having or not having these spots and blemishes is not a parameter for being handsome. You're handsome. Look at me. Look at me. You're handsome.
I've stopped eating a lot of stuff to be handsome, to look handsome and clean.
You and this your myths. I've told you this your handsome things is garbage. You're missing out on a lot of things. Come, let's go eat. Show you the things you're missing out. What do you take stew?
I can't take Ewo. There's crayfish in it.
You and this your mix. Are you seeing this?
Yes, I can see it.
She's eating arrow. Come, let's go and see her. Hi. Hi. I'm Besem. This is my friend.
I'm Ejima.
Okay, sorry to bother, but please, how do you eat the arrow with the crayfish inside?
Are you kidding me? Delicious arrow means much crayfish. There is no arrow without crayfish.
Wow. Sorry, I was asking because of my friend.
I don't eat crayfish.
Why? What's stopping you from eating crayfish?
Because I'm afraid to spoil my skin.
We do have a lot to talk about. Please sit down.
Thank you. So you've been eating arrow with crayfish for long?
From birth.
And your skin is like that? Wow. He has been trying not to eat a lot of things because he's scared to destroy his skin.
Isn't that?
That's what I told him. Peter.
I'm looking for it.
I'll tell you a whole lot about it.
Okay.
Visual impairment is a key symptom to all types of albinism and is caused by the absence of melanin in the development of the retina. The vision challenges are similar, although severity differs from person to person depending on the amount of melanin produced. Eye problems faced by persons with albinism may include poor eyesight involving nearsightedness and farsightedness.
You are seeing this now, right? Not so. What they have written there, you can see it. So on that board is letter E. Everything that you see on that board is letter E.
And you cannot see well.
You cannot see that one. Look at the legs. Is it pointing up or down? These three legs here, are they pointing up or down?
Astigmatism
This one
is blurred vision caused by an abnormal shape or curve of the cornea leading to blurred vision. Strabismus is the condition of misalignment of eyes, which is the inability of eyes to look at the same direction at the same time.
Okay. My baby, have you ever used glasses before? Have you ever worn glasses?
Photophobia is extreme sensitivity to light and occurs when light enters the eyes unrestricted with all its force. It usually is very painful. Nystagmus is the rapid involuntary movement of the eyes from side to side or in a circular motion. Tilting the head in an uncommon posture in order to limit eye movement and get a clearer vision. These challenges can impact learning, employment, and the ability to drive. Albinism cannot be talked about in Cameroon without reference to the now Secretary of State for Basic Education, Dr. Mrs. Ashirikilo Fofung.
I drive, but reading sign, you drive where you know, like in my country, I drive. When I go to the United States, in the village where my husband lives, I drive.
Okay.
But when you do the long distance driving, because you have to read exit 34, by the time me and you can read exit 34, we have to be here. But then you ought to have
stopped
trafficated like 1 mile away to exit. That is the only problem I have.
Okay.
But that is still not a problem. There is the, how do you call this thing? GPS. GPS, they talk.
Yeah.
So the GPS will tell you are approaching exit 25, keep right. And you can keep right.
Children might appear clumsy at infancy as their developing brain struggles to adapt.
So you have to know where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are. There are not many of us in the medical field because you cannot operate. To operate, you need to see the veins, you need to see the nerves, you need to... So very few albinos are in the medical field, and it's clear. So this kind of orientation is very important at a very early age. With IT now, you can increase the font size on your laptop. You can do all this iCloud that people are doing now and making a lot of money. You can still do literature, you can do English, you can do history, you can do political science. There are other things that you can do apart from going to the laboratory where it will be laborious for you, you don't see well, and then you are slow and they think you're stupid. The worst thing is that because you cannot see, people think you're stupid.
From a human rights perspective, persons with albinism are considered persons with disability because the visual impairment interacts with attitudinal and environmental barriers which hinders them enjoying life fully.
Next person.
Good afternoon.
Oh, you're wasting my time.
No, sir, I cannot see. The phones are too small. If they were increased, I would have been able to see, sir. It's just nature. Please, if you can help me.
That's not my job.
It's just nature. There's
Too
nothing
fast and
I
take
can
your ID
do.
card. Step aside, please. We have so many people on the line.
If you can help me, that will be
No,
okay. My name
that's
is
not my job.
Sharline.
Just go
Please,
behind.
just help me.
Step aside.
Thank you, sir.
Next person. Next. ID card.
Everybody on set that day. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Please, I need your help. I went into the police station. I went to check my name. So I cannot see because the font are too small and I cannot see. So I really need you to help me because I tried to explain to the policeman. They could not listen and they cannot understand. So please just help me.
So even with your glasses on, you still can't see?
Yes, because it's nature.
I don't have time for this. I'm going somewhere with my friends. I'm late.
Please. Thank you.
Let's go.
The significant color differences of persons with albinism makes them stand out from the rest of their families and ethnic groups, leading to discrimination. Some encounter bullying, teasing, and unwanted questions about their vision and vision relief tools.
And that's that on econometrics. We're going to play a little word game. Quick story. I was doing my son's assignment, then I saw a little error there. So his teacher wrote the opposite of big is bigger. Okay, prove me wrong. We're going to do a little word game. You choose a word, make a sentence with it, and you pick up or nominate some other person to give the opposite. Let's start up. B.
Okay, I had a pleasant surprise yesterday from my brother.
Wow.
I nominate Erica. Man, the opposite of pleasant is unpleasant. So I would say I had an unpleasant surprise yesterday for my brother.
Sorry.
I nominate Che.
Okay, I'm a very fast guy. I nominate Mary.
The opposite of fast is slow, so I'm a very slow girl.
You should pick up, not a good trait. Yeah.
I love my skin color.
Beautiful. You should.
Okay, I nominate Santos.
The opposite of love is hate. I hate my color.
Stop. Quiet, please. Quiet. Why the laughter? What's funny?
Sorry.
Someone just said he hates his color, and you all are laughing. There's nothing funny about that. Why is there even a segregation in class? Why are you guys sitting in this manner? Albinism is no disease. It's no disease. They are humans just like you and I. They matter too. Exchange. Rotate. Everybody. Mix up. Be fast about it. Beautiful. This is how a normal class should be. Everybody is accepted because everybody is human and because we all matter. I'm going to give an assignment. You're going to do it in teams. I don't care if you don't like the person next to you. You will do it. That's if you want to pass my course. Are we clear?
Yes, madam.
Are we clear?
Yes, madam.
We've come to the end of the class. See you all next week.
The relevance of vision relief programs help manage visual impairments, so glasses are made available for students and pupils with albinism to provide some level of assistance.
When I was not having the glasses, I couldn't read some handwriting. I couldn't see far enough, and I couldn't walk on the sun. But since I have the glass, I can read at a certain distance. I can walk on the sun, and it have improved my vision of the world.
For centuries, society remained ignorant of sun damage on the skin of persons with albinism. Many blamed the poor appearance of the skin on diet. The sad reality is many strictly observed so-called diet rule which had absolutely nothing to do with pristine albinism skin health.
If you look at yourself in the morning and you go out of the sun, under the sun, you will be two different colors. And when you come back home, after about 1 or 2 hours, the body takes its own color. That's the difference, you see? So it goes red, or you call it pink, and then it comes back. When it starts peeling off, this is what we call dermatitis. That's the inflammation of the skin was so intense. That means the sun was so intense in that area that it caused the inflammation. So the body reacts, and then by the time it gets normal, it starts peeling off. It means the body has fought a lot of fights.
Born to Dazzle Foundation has served as an eye-opener, especially in the domain of skin cancer awareness. About 97% of her beneficiaries, including those with skin cancer, had never consulted with a dermatologist. Some had situations of melanoma for 2 years without any knowledge of the severity of its consequences. 2 cases had visited hospitals and consulted with general practitioners without a solution, while others managed the condition at home, hoping it goes away. Finding a resident dermatologist within the region is almost impossible, as most health facilities run without one.
Apart from that, it has these black spots and other very rough spots like here. These dark spots are not bad per se, but these ones that are rough like this, they are the dangerous ones.
The principal idea behind the Zero Blemish project, sponsored by the Canadian High Commission, is for the early detection and treatment of precancerous lesions. As they say, a stitch in time saves 9. Many times, cases of skin cancer are reported to Born to Dazzle Foundation at a stage when nothing can be done to remedy the situation. Phase 1 began with consultation and prescription of topical medication to help repair troubled skin.
Precancerous, if we don't remove them, they will develop and turn into cancer. This is a skin tag. This is not a problem. Normal, even black people have this. All these are precancerous because, you see, when she's exposed to sun, you see, she wears a hat, but down here, it prevents it. The sun does not reach here, but it reaches here.
Cryotherapy is a procedure that makes use of extreme cold to freeze precancerous lesions of the body in order to stop their growth. It is carried out using liquid nitrogen.
You pour the liquid nitrogen inside here, and then you can use to kill the cells at a minus 240 degrees. Yeah, because it kills cells at a minus 240 degrees centigrade. So at especially the precancerous tissues.
More often than not, albinism is portrayed in a condescending manner, even in movies. No wonder it is common belief that persons with albinism are slow, timid, lack confidence, and seldom amount to anything. This is quite the opposite, as many are resilient, confident, and hardworking because albinism has no effect on the IQ of a person. Persons with albinism are found in the corporate, business, and entertainment sectors, proving that color is no hindrance to accomplishment. African music cannot be talked about without mentioning the golden voice of Africa in the person of Salif Keita from Mali. The likes of D'Angelo Forrest, Sean Ross, Connie Tree, and Tando Hooper made and are still making statements in the fashion industry through their work with top brands like Vogue magazine and designers like Jean-Paul Gaultier and Calvin Klein. Coming back home, albinism cannot be talked about in Cameroon without reference to the now Secretary of State for Basic Education, Dr. Mrs. Ashirikilo Fofung, a dynamic, beautiful, intelligent, and confident lady. Parents of children with albinism desire for their children to turn out like her, and here is why.
There are many things out there that we could help each other with and make them excel. I like to encourage, I like to make everybody feel that you can. Just put the effort, don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. My older sister got discouraged at some point because she says that I have better vision than her. That's why she did not take school too seriously. It could be true, but also effort.
You were
I use more
effort.
of my brain than the eyes.
Than the eyes.
You know, and my son, sometimes when the prints are too small, I say, Bani, come here. Can you read this for mommy?
Mm-hmm.
And he'll read happily. So, what do you do about it? What do you do about it? If there's this prayer that Lord grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change. Lord, grant me the courage to change the things that I can. And Lord, grant me the wisdom to know the difference between the things that I can change and the ones that I cannot change. If you know this, and you take your motto in life to be one day at a time, you're going to be a happy person.
In many towns and cities, people have given up. They thought it was hopeless. But today there is a change of mindset. And suddenly, they see the future.
In how the foundation helps them, you know, with the surgeries free of charge because they could not afford it, and giving them a new life, giving them a chance at better health has been really life-changing. You know, it has caused me to want to go deeper, to want to go further into the interiors, to meet other people, because most times they suffer from this, but they cannot even afford the medical aid. Some tend to tag it as spiritual, you know, and tend to neglect it. And that is why persons with albinism in this part of Africa tend to die very early. And hence the myth that persons with albinism do not live long.
Persons with albinism are out to celebrate diversity, promote inclusion, and protect our rights, while advancing with renewed hope and shining our light to the world. We are still standing strong because we are made to shine and show strength amongst all odds, so that we stay united in making our voice heard. Not voices, but one voice.